Hi, everyone, and good evening. It's a Thursday evening. We're here with Careers with Donella. I'm here with my good friend Tom. We're going to be talking about marketing and malls and retail tonight. The time is 8 o'clock. I usually give people a few minutes to get into the LinkedIn Live. Hi, Tom. How are you?
Hi, how you doing, Danella? Thanks so much for having me here tonight.
Thank you for coming on a busy night, a busy Thursday night. Tom is always working, so I just wanted to say hello. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm Donella Tillery. I do careers with Donella, interviews with professionals like Tom around, and what do they do? How do they do it? And feel free to ask any questions in the chat. So, Tom, are you ready?
I'm good to go.
Great. So, hold on one sec. This is always the fun part where you know it's live. So, hello, everyone. So thank you for that. So Tom, I just have your title up. So tell us a little bit about what you do.
Absolutely. I joined Trademark Properties about 2 years ago now, and so I'm the marketing director for Bridgewater Commons, and I was brought on board through our ownership at JP Morgan to basically to kind of inject some new fresh energy into the 34-year-old property. The one great thing about coming onto the scene was that there is such a strong loyalty
Mm-hmm.
already built into the shopping center. So that is a great situation to walk into. That's usually the hardest part, is to kind of build loyalty and kind of and positive perception. So so that was a big part of my job was already done there. So the part that I really have a lot of influence on is basically to kind of, like I said, bring in some fresh programming, some, to reconnect with a lot of our community partners. Once again, there wasn't a person on the ground here for a while, and I think that kind of lost a little bit of its connection to the community and with our retail tenants as well. So through that, so it's basically delivering some great programming, reconnecting with the community in a real genuine way, and just creating a better shopping experience, and surprising and delighting our shoppers as well. We don't want it just to make to be a transactional experience at the mall. We don't want people to just come
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
shop, dine, and get out of there. We want people to shop, dine, and maybe catch a live performance, or
Right.
to catch a workshop while they're there, and something that's surprising and delighting them. So beyond the transaction is what my goal is.
And I think it's really engaging with the mall. I actually go to Tom's Mall, everyone. So I'm saying Tom's Mall,
I love that. That's why we love you.
because it feels so great. It just feels so great when you go in there. My daughter loves it, so we have a lot of fun there. So
Well,
what I
I
thought,
love seeing you there because you always have bags in your hand. It's not like you just go there to
exactly,
walk. You're not a mall walker.
committee.
You actually shop. It's great.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot of fun there. And you know what? So how did you get interested in, a lot of people on LinkedIn say they do marketing, and you are a true person who markets, which is why I wanted you to come out tonight and talk with everyone. So how did you actually get interested in marketing?
It was funny. Like I became interested in marketing as a young kid.
Hmm.
I was a kid growing up in the '80s, and with the pop culture boom on TV, and so I was always interested in commercials and advertisements, and just how things worked, on that end of it. And both my sisters actually were marketing as well, so there was a little bit of
Oh,
influence from that at home. But I've always, and also just the consumer end of it. It's like, why are people buying certain things? What, the whole psychology of it. So I was always interested in that, and that kind of grew and developed. And then I started kind of moving my career into, promoting, retail, promoting real estate, promoting attractions and stuff like that. So it was about creating, marketing things as a destination,
mhm.
and then giving them ways to make awesome memories. So I kind of use that mentality, and wherever I go, like different properties I've been to, different attractions that
Yeah.
I work for, and over here. So how do we make it beyond not just the shopping and dining experience, but how we make it shop, dine, and explore or discover as well.
And it's really cool. And how do you think as marketing has changed over the years? Because it's just so different now.
Drastically.
You have everybody who can do their own marketing. I know that's
Oh,
like such a loaded question, but I just think that's really interesting because
yeah.
you really do it. before we go into a few of the slides to show some of your work. But, how do you think it's changed? You have TikTok, you have YouTube. People think they're doing
Yeah.
marketing and social media. So from your perspective, what's been the change? Is it good? Is it bad? Anything you want to, a
There's a lot of
theory,
good and bad and everything, right?
a theory.
It's just interesting. Like everything I've learned, well, I would say like probably like 80 to 90% of what I've learned in college is really not being applied today. Everything is so, marketing itself has just, become so digital, so kind of, dynamic. It's like everything that I'm using today is already outdated.
Right.
Technologies are just moving so fast, but that also what makes it so exciting as well, because it's dynamic, it's constantly changing. I'm always learning something new, so I never feel like I'm stale or stagnant. I think the one great thing about obviously, digital today is dominant, right?
Right.
But the one great thing that I've learned, at least for our shopping center, it seems like it's the trend across the industry, is that brick and mortar is still a really, really important part of that process. And I think coming
Okay.
out of COVID, people realized that we were dying to go out, right? We were dying to socialize.
Yeah.
We were dying to look and feel that clothing again. So I think that digital is obviously still going to remain dominant, but I think that the brick and mortar end of it is where it's still so important. So someone can do the research and make the purchase, but the savvy brands are still making the fulfillment at the shopping center or at their at their shops. So I think it's staying in tune with those trends is what's going to make us successful, and it's evidenced in the way that people have responded after. We're still obviously kind of dealing with some of the effects of the pandemic, but coming
Hmm.
out of the pandemic, when all the regulations were lifted, we had our numbers are back to hitting 2019 numbers. Our sales
Oh,
are up,
wow.
and I know that there is a obviously there is a there's an economic effect on people spending more,
Right.
and costs and stuff like that with inflation, but people, are, like I said, our numbers are great.
Hmm.
And our leasing activity is really busy. There's a number of deals just waiting to land, and can't wait to make announcements coming up. But we just opened up Blue Regine Coffee. We have Gong Cha bubble tea opening up soon.
You have a bubble
Um,
tea? My daughter loves bubble tea. I'm
yeah.
surprised she's not screaming in the background when you said that.
So we have that in the village. We have Dig In, which is a great salad concept. We have a Japanese concept
Ooh.
that's going to be opening up soon. Summit Medical. Now we're diversifying some of
Oh, they're going to
our.
be there too? Wow.
Yeah, so they've taken over the Crate and Barrel space in the
Okay.
village, and so, but again, that kind of diversifies what we're doing there, and but also brings a whole lot more people there, who are going there for their, for their medical procedures, and they have dwell time, and so it's going to help out the village a lot, in my opinion. But whoever says that the malls are dying, I don't believe that at all.
And that's actually a great point when you said how Summit Medical, let me so you can see me too. I like Summit Medical because I know what you guys are doing, a lot of sensory and things like that. So that's why I wanted to
Hmm.
show the slides, because that's a great point while I'm sitting there about to have my appointment and I can actually do something that maybe calm me
Yeah,
down or distract me. So that's actually a great point that you said that.
yeah. So it really diversifies, kind of like
Yeah, it's
it
a great idea.
mitigates our risk out there, but we're still getting a lot of retail activity again. So it's a great thing coming out of the a pandemic of that extent.
And I really love this because this was one of my actual favorite things to look at in the mall. I thought this was really cool. That's why I'm glad you sent me this slide. Could you talk about this? Because I just thought this was really neat.
Yeah, but part of the fresh energy that we were asked to bring was not just only with programming or retail pop-ups and stuff like that, but also how do we freshen up some state of spaces within the
Yeah.
center. So through our trademark team that's really creative. We work with certain artists to basically curate certain this is called the ribbon. Again, it's
Yeah.
just something playful. People love interacting with it. It's
Right.
it just seems kind of to surprise and delight people that walk into it. We've done a number of murals around the site. We've curated. We worked with artists from as far as Great Britain, who came and did the AMC hallway. She also did the Pride exhibit. So
Yeah.
and then yeah, so we're kind of freshening up the space, and we're not done. There's still more to come. We're going to be more digital. We're going to
Right.
be bring in, like I said, more retail, more tenants, and there's just a lot of things that are kind of on the plate at the moment.
And this is really cool too, the community hub, which, I mean, you always have something going on. I actually think I'm going to you're having an upcoming meeting where you want to get feedback from people, which I thought was really neat.
Yeah.
You have
So
some things going on.
yeah. So one of the great things about, so basically what the community hub is, that we converted a vacant retail space that was formerly occupied by Microsoft, and so we basically, reimagine what this space can be, because as big as we're over 1 million square feet, but I don't have a lot of event space. Center Court is loud and expansive. So when it comes to doing workshops or really community driven, not-for-profit type of stuff, you want more of an intimate space. And this space was kind of redesigned by my marketing agency that we work with, and so we've been programming really great events there, with a number of local not-for-profits. This one in particular that you have up on the screen was with a women's veterans organization that opened up with a great photography and exhibit where these women who came out of from different various wars came back as veterans and converted a lot of their things that they fought with, or they took with them while they were in the Marines, and converted it into art. So it's you could tell it's really a meaningful connection that we've made, and we give. And the one great thing about things like this is that we treat every one of these events like it's one of our own. So we work with the organization to maximize their exposure. We treat we give them the full marketing suite of all assets and promotions, and they have access to our PR agency and creative.
Wow.
So it's especially coming out of the pandemic, a number of these not-for-profits are really struggling to get back on their feet. So we welcome ways, new ideas, or people that have like, hey, I got this amazing workshop, or I have this this installation or this art exhibit that we're doing, and to give people a place to display it in front of heavy traffic that we normally have, and to get them exposure at a time when they most need it.
This is amazing. And this is the next one. I thought this was another really cool one. I apologize. I forgot her name, but the artist.
Ali K.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a really cool young artist based out of Dallas, Texas, and she's done a couple of our properties. And so these are another number of ways that, like, this was just a blank, underbody of a escalator, and so we invited her to come in, and she was on a lift, and she was there for 2-3 days, just doing her beautiful, unique art. And she did this, and she also did our Lord and Taylor doors. So things like this is a great example of some of the, I guess, like, surprising delight moments that we're trying to spruce up the space.
What do you have coming up? I know you have different events coming up. I mean, you always have something going on out there at Bridgewater Commons.
we got a busy fall and holiday. I was getting nervous. I was like, wow, it's like September already. It's like I'm just kind of sitting back, kind of like, oh yeah, we got all these great things planned. I got time. No, it's here. So coming up this fall, we have a Chinese. So basically, again, going back to kind of the types of programming, we're trying to elevate the programming. We're trying to be, a lot more cultural. We have a Chinese Mid-Autumn Lantern Festival coming up on September 10th. It'll be a weeks-long display of lanterns, traditional Chinese dance. We're working with, that picture there is actually from the JCC carnival that we did back in May.
Packed. That was crazy packed. Yeah.
So you could see how the demand for to get together and to come out and to enjoy and have fun again. So people still have that hunger.
Events.
So we're doing the JCC Community Day, which is going to be on September 18th. That's going to be in the Lord and Taylor parking lot. Then after that, we have the Raritan Valley Science and Technology Showcase. Basically, it's a robotics convention, and it's going to be it's the first time that something like this has been done in our region, and it's a grouping of a number of high school robotics teams, bringing them together. There's actually going to be a robotics competition in Center Court.
Is that what it is? Oh, so they're actually. Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, so there's gonna be a number of spaces activated. So we're working, with the with the Boundbrook, high school team, and it's so awesome. We've donated workshop space for them in one of our retail spaces. So we, again, like, any way that we can make a genuine connection, with these organizations, we're going to do. And then after that, in October 7th, we have it's a Southeast Asian arts kind of festival that we're doing.
Yeah.
There'll be a weekend of like different dances in center court. There'll be art exhibit in the community hub. And then after that, we bring back, Broadway at the Commons. So we're going to bring it indoors this time because last year we
Yes.
had probably an inch of rain pouring 10 minutes before the show outdoors. So I'm going to lower my anxiety this time and bring it indoors. And it's going to be on November 6th, right before the holiday. And then from there on, it's all holiday and Santa's back and all that fun.
Right, definitely fun. So before we close out, because you gave a lot of information and this was really cool, you have to tell everyone a book you're reading or a favorite book you've read in the past. No pressure.
Oh God, this is a question where I know I'm going to be embarrassed, but I have not read a book in so long.
It could be a graphic novel. It could be anything.
God.
Well, that's okay. Well, tell us about a favorite show, maybe.
Well, I do a lot of, I do a lot of reading, like do a lot of podcasts and listen to all that kind of stuff. I'm all about like the industry trends and what the latest technologies are, like kind of. So I'm so into that.
Right.
TV wise, I just finally finished Stranger Things and stuff like that. So I'm geeking out on all the streaming, content out there. So.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, Tom, thank you so much. I wanted to do a short on a Thursday night. I know you got tons of stuff to do. You're probably thinking about November, December holiday stuff already as we do this.
Yeah, I know we're there, but I greatly appreciate your time, and I hope everyone can join us for our events. All of our events are listed at our website, bridgewatercommons.com. So any ideas out there? If anyone has a good idea that can work at the mall, please bring it to me.
Definitely. Thanks, Tom. I'll see you soon. I'm going to see you soon at something. You'll be so busy, but I'll just wave.
I'll find you shopping at Bloomingdale's. I know.
Yeah, right. Definitely. Especially after that event, it was so much fun. I know I keep saying it, but you have to do another event with Bloomingdale's. I'm putting it out there.
You'll be the first to know. Trust me.
All right. Thanks. Take care, Tom. Have a great night.
Take care.
Thanks,
Thank you so much.
This is Donella, Careers with Donella. Thank you.